What's up everybody, it's me, Tony. Welcome back to my channel. And today, since I need to kind of build a brand, and my brand is like books and reading and all that kind of stuff that goes along with it, I'm gonna talk about another reader problem today. Last week I talked about the book Hangover, and today I'm gonna talk about something that also plagues readers, that definitely also plagues me, because I know I'm not the only one that has this problem. For as long as I can remember, I have been a slow reader. And that is such a tragic thing for me since I am such a big reader. I love to read books, but I'm just not good at reading. I am just a slow reader, and I've been that way for as long as I can remember. Part of that reason for me being a slow reader is the book Hangover in general, and just the whole problem of, like I've mentioned before on this channel, that I'll read like 20 pages of a book and then put it down and then just leave it alone for 3 weeks or a million weeks. It's just, that's part of the problem, but it's not the only thing. I'm not great at reading. Like, it takes me a good hour or 2 hours to read anywhere between like 50 and 70 pages, and I know that seems like a lot for some non-readers, but for readers that doesn't seem like a lot. I'm slow, and I don't know why that is. Maybe I like to savor my reading experience or something, I'm not sure. But I'm just a slow reader, and it is just something that kind of is very sad about my hobby, which is reading. And you know, it's not the fact that I don't like any of the books I'm reading, because sometimes I will be into a book, but there are just days where I'm like, I don't feel like reading. And maybe you readers also feel that way. And that's also another contributing factor as to why I'm just a slow reader. There are just days I don't feel like reading, even though I'm really into the book that I'm reading, and I don't, it's kind of frustrating, isn't it? It's so frustrating to be a slow reader. And especially given the fact that, you know, I do only read about 50 or 70 pages within about an hour. That may seem a lot for like a smaller book, like maybe 200 or 300 pages, but it's not a lot when your book gets like 400 or 500 pages long. And that's not a lot of pages, especially within like an hour or 2 hours. Like, I'm a slow reader, and I wish I understood why. When I was in like middle school and high school, I was even lucky to read 20 pages within that same amount of time. Mainly because, you know, I was a student, and you know, middle school and high school, and just they take up all day. And you know, I was one of those people that liked to read in the downtime of class, which was just such a rarity. So like, I was really lucky to get maybe 20 pages in within a couple days. And you know, I wasn't the only reader ever in any of my classes, especially during that downtime. So I would pull out a book, and another person would pull out a book. A few other people would pull out books during that downtime. And you know, we'd just sit there and read, but sometimes, you know, we have conversations. And here's how a conversation would go with that other reader. Hey, friend of mine. What you reading there? Huh? Oh, just this like 700-page book. Oh yeah? How far into it are you? Oh, I'm like halfway through with it already. Wow, halfway through out of 700 pages? You must have been reading that book for a long time, haven't you? Not really. I started it yesterday. I'm kind of a fast reader. Oh, cool. Wow. Meanwhile, I would have been carrying around one book for like 2 weeks at a time at that point, and I'd be barely like a fourth or a third of the way through in 2 weeks, and she and that other person would have just started that book yesterday and they'd already be almost done. I don't understand how that works, because in the 22 years that I've been alive, I've only managed to read one book, and I know there are people that do so much more with that, and it's crazy to me how people can read so fast, and I'm so jealous. My mom is a fast reader. My dad listens to audiobooks, but I'm pretty sure he burns through those pretty quickly because he likes to go on walks and he just listens to audiobooks. And I guess the fast reader gene just passed me up for some reason. And you know, like I said, I was an English major, so about 90% of the bulk of my assignments in college were reading. So during college, I didn't let myself read for fun, because how am I gonna slow read a book that I want to read and also slow read a book that I don't want to read? Why was I an English major again? It was just not going to work out. So I've already got a book that I don't want to read, and I have to read a lot of it within a couple hours. How can I let myself also slow read a book that I want for fun? It didn't work. I could not read during the semesters. I had to focus on the books and readings that I was reading for that semester. And it sucked because it would take me about twice the amount of time to read about the same amount of pages that in a book that I wanted to for a book that I didn't want to. So like if I read 50 or 70 pages within an hour or two, it would take me like 2 or 3 hours to read 50 or 70 pages in a book I didn't want to read. Anyway, if you hadn't figured out before this video that I'm a slow reader, let this be a confirmation to you. I'm just a slow reader, and that's the truth of the matter. I've accepted it. I'm not happy with it, but I've accepted the fact that I'm a slow reader, and I just gotta truck on because books are everything to me. If you're a slow reader, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up so I can know that all those slow readers out there have the same problems I do. And if you want to see me talk more about reader problems or writer problems or book problems, then go ahead and hit subscribe and you'll never miss a video of mine. I post videos every Wednesday and the first Friday of every month. Speaking of which, April 1st is Friday, so I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!